Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Jeff's Baking Blog. Today I'm going to make a very lemony sandwich cake. So I found myself with far too many lemons and I needed to do something with them. So I made some lemon curd with some of them, and I'm going to make this cake with some more and then use some of the lemon curd to sandwich the cake together with a whipped cream and cream cheese filling to go in the middle as well. So it's not a difficult recipe. It's going to be 2 cakes in 2 8-inch cake tins, which I have prepared by greasing them and flouring the edges and lining the base with parchment paper. And I have my oven preheating at 180 degrees Celsius. That's 160 Celsius with a fan, 350 Fahrenheit. So I go on to the ingredients, and for this I have 300 grams, which is 2 cups based on scooping packed flour into a 250 milliliter cup of plain flour. I have 227 grams, 1 cup of softened unsalted butter, 250 grams, 1¼ cups of caster sugar, 3 medium eggs, which would be large in the USA, 240 millilitres, 1 cup of buttermilk, 60 millilitres, 1/4 cup of lemon juice, the zest from 2 lemons, 10 millilitres, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 6 grams, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, 2 grams, ½ teaspoon of baking soda, 3 grams, ½ teaspoon of salt. So that's all the ingredients for the lemon cake. And then I have lemon curd, which I have made. Now you can buy your own lemon curd, or if you want to make lemon curd, I will put a link below the video to point you towards my video of making lemon curd, and you can use that one if you want to. And I'm going to use 100 grams, about 6 tablespoons of lemon curd to go between the cakes. And I'm going to use 113 grams, ½ cup of cream cheese, 200 millilitres, ½ cup plus 1/3 cup of double cream, and 60 grams of icing sugar, which is ½ cup, and I have sifted that to get any lumps out of it, but we don't need those 4 ingredients for quite some time yet. So the first thing to do is to make our cake batter, and the first thing I'm going to do is to put my salt and my baking powder and my baking soda into the flour, and I'm going to give that a good stir around just to get those mixed into the flour a little bit. Then I'll set that to one side. And the second thing I'm going to do is to put my lemon zest into my sugar. And I like to do that so that I can then rub that between my fingers to help to release all the oils from the lemon zest, because they give so much lemon flavour. So I just rub it between my fingers a little bit. Now, you don't have to do this, but it does help to enhance the flavour somewhat. And that's good enough. And I'm going to use my hand mixer to mix the ingredients, but you could use a stand mixer or you could do it by hand. I'm going to put my butter into a large bowl along with the sugar and the lemon zest, and I'm going to cream those together until they're pale and fluffy, basically. That's going to take a couple of minutes. And that's good like that. So I'm going to add in my eggs one at a time and beat those until they're combined. Now the eggs may curdle the butter a little bit. It may look curdled, but it will all come together when the flour goes in, so it's nothing to worry about. And that's good like that. So then I'm going to mix in everything else. And to do that, I'm going to alternate between dry and wet ingredients. And I'm only going to mix it on a low speed until it's just about combined. So what I'll do is I'll put my lemon juice into my buttermilk along with the vanilla extract, and I just give those a little bit of a stir around. Like that. And then I'll add in about a third of my flour. And I'll mix that through on a low speed. Like that. And then I'm going to add in half of my liquid, or thereabouts, and mix it again on low speed. Add in half of the remaining flour, or thereabouts. If you go over it, doesn't matter, and mix it on low speed. And then the remaining liquid and mix that through. And then the rest of the flour, and just mix that until it's just about combined. And that's just about combined. So I'm just going to give that a stir with a spatula to make sure there's no flour, and there I can see some flour that needs to be incorporated, so that's good. Get that mixed through. And then we need to divide that equally into our prepared cake pans. And you can weigh that if you want to, or you can just do it by eye. And so I have mine divided equally, and I'm just going to level that out, and it will actually level out properly once the heat gets to it. So with my 2 cake tins filled with the batter and levelled off reasonably well, I have here a cake strip which I soaked in water, and that goes to wrap around the cake, and that will prevent the sides from cooking too quickly, so the cake should bake more level than otherwise. I've put one on, I'll put the other one on, but if you want to do that and you don't have the cake strips, you can take some paper towel and fold it to about the height of your cake tin, soak that in water and wring it out, and then wrap it around the cake tin all the way round. I'm only using a little bit of paper here, and tie that with some string, and that will have the same effect. So I'll put the second one on. Like that. And I'm going to put those into the oven, and I'm going to bake them until they're risen and they're just beginning to come away from the sides. And at that stage I'll take them out of the oven and leave them in the tin for 10 minutes or so. Then I'll transfer them to a wire rack to cool completely, and once they're cooled completely I'll come back and we'll fill them and make our sandwich. So I baked my cakes for 35 minutes. Then I let them cool for a little while before I turned them out. Now I've turned one upside down. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix my cream cheese with my cream. I'll put a little bit of cream in to start with and whisk the cream cheese. And then I'll pour the rest of the cream in. And whisk that until it's a sort of soft peak stage, really. And that's taken no time. So then I'm going to add in my icing sugar, making a mess in the process. And I'm going to whisk that until it's stiff peaks. Now I should say you can use less icing sugar if you want to, it's up to you. And that's fairly stiff now. So I'm going to put that into a piping bag. And then I'm going to pipe that on my cake once I've put my lemon curd on. So I'll put my lemon curd on. And I ought to say you can use as much or as little as you want, really. And I'll spread that over. And with that spread over, I'm simply going to pipe my cream cheese and cream onto the top. Just going to level the centre a little bit. And then I'm going to place my second cake on the top. And with the cake like that, you can sprinkle some icing sugar over the top if you want to, or some caster sugar. I'm going to leave mine like that, I think, but I'm going to chill that for a little while before I slice it. So once it's nicely chilled, I'll come back, slice it, and we'll have a taste. So I've now cut a slice out of my cake, and it looks very good. It's very, very soft, and I'll have a taste of the piece which I've cut out. It's very, very good. It's lovely and moist, and the cake itself, I can taste the lemon juice and the zest, and then I've got that lovely lemon curd and the whipped cream with the cream cheese. So this makes an excellent cake for afternoon tea or even as a dessert. As I said, you can put some icing sugar on the top or some caster sugar. You could even put some more cream on the top if you wanted to. So that's going to be it for this recipe. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, please give me the thumbs up below and click to subscribe to my YouTube channel. In the top right hand corner of the screen there'll be an eye that you can click on. That will take you to a link for the recipe, and I'll put a link below the video as well. And I'll be back with another recipe in the very near future. So until then, happy baking.